Yeah, sorry, we've got a really quick turnaround coming for Saturday, so we're gonna pop through this hopefully a little bit. I was pleased with the guys' effort tonight. I thought we had a really good 2 days of prep, just in some really fundamental defensive things that we really struggled with against Norfolk. We bounced back today, I thought, and did a decent job. I thought our gap support was better. I thought Kamani Hamilton did a terrific job on Jarvis Moss. He made him work. I think he got both his baskets while Kamani was out. Both his field goals. I thought we did a really good job on him. I thought we were okay on the glass. For stretches, we had one where we let down just a little bit. I was disappointed with that stretch, but did a good job on the glass against a really good rebounding team. And we threw in enough threes to pull away from them a little bit. So I was pleased with that.
Yeah. What was it defensively? Was it just forcing tough shots? Is that what it was? Not a ton of turnover, or I guess there were a ton of turnovers in it, but yeah, it seemed like just shooting percentage.
Yeah, they're such a physically gifted team that we needed to do a better job of just shrinking windows to the basket. Against Norfolk, we really got split. We didn't make drivers pass the basketball. We did a little better job of that tonight. They tried to drive it through us anyways a few times. For the most part, we did a good job of not fouling in those situations, which is difficult to do when you got big physical guys that are initiating a lot of the contact.
And then offensively, it just seems like just steady. Was that about right for you guys, just going through the things that you all wanted to do, or what was it?
Yeah, we had a little stretch where we didn't shoot the ball well in the Caymans, then right after, and we've got a team that can really shoot it, especially when Simon gets back in the mix and Josh gets back in the mix. You start throwing out there some 4 and 5 men that can shoot the ball as well. With Chase and Trey and Demarian and all those guys that can make threes. We've got a lot of weapons offensively, and as long as we keep the floor spread and play with a decent amount of pace, we can typically find windows. And I thought we did a decent job. We made some shots early. That always helps. And then I thought we had one little stretch where we got a little stagnant and maybe didn't pass it quite like we should. But when we shared it and made the one more pass, I thought we were pretty sound offensively.
Yeah. Well, just to start off the conference play this way, good, strong, solid win. How do you feel about starting the conference play this way?
Yeah, it's always good to start with a win. You can't win them all if you don't win the first one. So, that's a really good basketball team that poses a ton of challenges. Their only losses this season have been on the road at guarantee games, which are very difficult to win. The road team wins those games about 9% of the time, and so those are the only losses they had lost coming into this game. They hadn't lost to a mid-major team, so to do a good job on them offensively and neutralize them on the glass, I was pleased.
Yeah. Well, I guess from here on out, it's kind of this steady grind of Wednesdays, Saturdays. How do you feel heading into this? Do you feel like you all are standing where you want to be?
Yeah, we've got Asheville, who's been sitting around for a while waiting. Then we get them on 1 day's prep, which is always a challenge. So we're going to find out what we're made of here. We're going to find out. We talked about it. There's no excuses. The schedule is a schedule. We need to go out there and tomorrow and have a spirited effort on the practice floor. Drive a few hours over there to Asheville and get ready to play early on Saturday. So our guys are excited. They're up for the challenge. Asheville's tremendous. We're excited for another opportunity to show what we're made of, because we feel like we're just scratching the surface. We're not there yet. We got a long ways to go, but we'll get there.
Oh, I got one question. I've heard you say this a couple of games. On the sideline, you'll say, "Let's get cooking." Can you explain to the audience?
Let's get it cooking means we want the ball to pop. We have such a talented offensive group, and with talented offensive players, oftentimes you get the ball being held because talented players want to make one-on-one plays. And we want one-on-one plays, but we want the ball to cook first. So just get that thing popping, 2-3 passes, make them change sides of the floor. And then once you get a guy in a closeout and maybe not quite in strong gap support, then make your one-on-one play against a guy that's maybe a defense that's not loaded, an offensive player, defensive player one-on-one that's not quite in a stance or maybe leaning a little bit the wrong way because they've moved a couple of times first.
Is that the biggest thing, just fighting that stagnation? I mean, like you said, when you're doing things at a pace that seems to really open things up. Yeah,
we're still not even close to pace. Like we'll get there. Pace is going to be the last thing with all the injuries and lack of practice time together. That's going to be the last piece that comes, but it'll come in the next. It's better this week than it was 2 weeks ago. And it's going to continue to get better. So we just need more practice time, more time together to get that right. And we'll get there. We'll get that piece taken care of. But it's the last piece to come for certain. Thank you. Happy New Year.